Hello my friends, family and dear colleagues. This video is devoted to drugs and weaning off the drugs. Everyone who is watching my videos or reading my blogs and my books is very well aware that there is no healing possible if we are using any kind of medication. Here I'm not only referring to pharmaceutical poisons, but also to plant poisons, medicinal, so-called natural remedies. I have explained that there is purpose for everything. And yes, there is a purpose for pharmaceutical medication as well. The only thing is that the need for them rises because of a personal neglect. We basically stop listening to our body, and we have accepted what we are being told from the authority, being it parents, being it teachers, professors, or politicians. They all either have agenda or are influenced by it. Nobody is listening anymore to its own body. And then when we start listening to the body, then we misinterpret the symptoms. Because, again, we are using the acquired knowledge from the indoctrination system, which doesn't serve us. So, a majority of my clients are medicated, heavily medicated, with 4 or more drugs that they use daily. Of course, there is no healing possible. There is no healing possible even if you are medicating yourself with the natural remedies like caffeine or garlic. Cannot heal. Chocolate. You cannot heal. If you eat daily chocolate and everything else is perfect, you cannot heal. Because you cannot cleanse on cellular level. You can feel better, you can slow down the deterioration, but you cannot stop it. Which means healing is out of question. So, how we go about it? Because I'm having more and more questions about, well, how do I stop medication? Because my doctor told me I need this, or I have tried to stop it before, but I had to return because I was feeling terrible. Well, you tried to stop medication, but did you change anything in your life? Or especially, did you change what was important? Why you used the medication in the first place? And because we misinterpret symptoms, as soon as something comes that doesn't agree with us, or we feel bad immediately, we don't say, well, this is happening because I'm still doing this and this, or because this is process that is eliminating toxins and this is the withdrawal symptom, I'm feeling bad. No, we think of it, no, because I have stopped doing something, now my body reacts because I need it. We don't need any medication. And there are some, I even refuse to call them medications, poisons, medicinal poisons. And there are some which we should never ever be taking, like statins, for example. There is never ever reason to take a statin. Every time we take it, we are harming our body, because cholesterol doesn't harm us. Cholesterol is produced on demand because cells need it. And body produces as much as it was ordered. We'll always keep in mind that the body is self-sufficient system. it will never produce what it doesn't need, and it will never continue supporting something that it doesn't need to support. And we see it visibly. If you get fat, your bones thicken up. You lose weight, your bones thin down. You start doing impact sport, your bones thicken up. You start working heavily with your muscles grow. You stop, the muscles disappear. Body always adjusts and does not support what it doesn't need. Cancer grows. Well, if you stop supporting it, and there will be no need for it, the cancer will disappear. So, what do we do with drugs? Even single aspirin daily, you cannot heal. And how many people are on aspirin? Baby aspirin every day, because we need to dilute the blood. Well, you don't dilute nothing with aspirin. You are making it more difficult for your blood to coagulate, which can create more problems than it actually solves. And yes, older we get, the thicker blood we have, less electric charge in it, less magnetic interaction between particles, so they get closer and closer, they clump, they bang into each other, problems can occur. Yes, but aspirin doesn't solve the problem. It just prevents coagulation, so you don't create, from all these damages, you don't create coagulum, you don't get thrombosis. But you should prevent all this happening. You should prevent this clumping. You should prevent having toxic blood. It's simple. Not to a doctor, because we are never told about it. So, as a doctors, we have absolutely no clue what is health. Absolutely no clue. Because what we think is a health is parameters which are used from a toxic body. Because, let's face it, everybody is glucoholic. And glucoholic body is not an original proper system. It was not, we are not created to be this way. If we would have been created to be glucoholics, to use sugar as fuel for energy fuel for our cells, we would have storage for it. You cannot create a vehicle without a reservoir of energy source. Every car has it. Every moped has it. So do we. But it's not sugar, it's fat. So everything we are being told is lie. And I've seen this when I was studying medicine. I don't know how come the doctors still cannot get it. Obvious. We stopped taking in consideration what we see. We only acknowledge what we are being told. Typical morons. Okay, so medications. The only medications that are problematic to leave are, number one, painkillers if you are in chronic pains. And number two are neurosuppressors that sedate you so you don't suffer from anxieties. Now, painkillers, I have explained many times that once when you start hydrating and start cleansing, most pains go away. I had people that were living with pain patches and had to change pain patch every 2 days, otherwise the pain was excruciating. They start with hydration protocol, and all of a sudden, after 1 week, they forget to change their patch. The pain goes away. So this is not a problem. Pain is not excuse not to do the self-healers protocol. Only you adjust the protocol to your pain patch, which actually does not need any adjusting because your cellular hydration is not going to start until blood is clean, and way before the blood cleanses itself sufficiently for the cellular hydration to start, the pain will be gone, because you need about 3 weeks minimum to cleanse your blood before cellular hydration starts. And you need 10 days tops to get rid of pain patch or painkillers. And I have countless examples of this. So there is no problem there. Medications we can kick off right away is anything that has to do with controlling sugar, with the exception of insulin. Because if we have diabetes too, as soon as you start hydrating and eating correctly, not that you should get rid of those pills, you have to, otherwise you become hypoglycemic. Because when you stop eating the forbidden food, glucose, then you depend on your liver to produce the necessary glucose so your cells can produce amino acids. And not to be an energetic source. They should never be. And if you are taking medication to suppress this, well, you're going to become hypoglycemic. So as soon as you start with the protocol, my advice is just get rid of the pills. You should still check your sugar, but you will see that you don't need it. At the beginning, it will be up there, it will rise because your body needs adjustments to make. It is out of whack. It was working for who knows how long on the wrong fuel, so now it needs adjustments. But steadily it will drop, but it will never go into critical levels. Plus, on a protocol, you take enough plasma, so there is plenty of water to get rid of the sugar that is over the radar. It can be urinated. So here we go out with another group of drugs. And drugs to control blood pressure. You can get them off like this and poof, because they do not help you. They actually make things worse because they do act as diuretics, all of them. Every drug is diuretic because cells don't want it, and the body is going to try to get it out as fast as possible, and you will always lose more water than necessary just because you are taking drugs. So here we are with most of the medications, we are done. Thyroid supplements, hormonal supplements, you don't need them. You don't have problems because you are not producing the right hormones. You are not producing the right hormones because you are creating problems in your body from wrong diet and lack of plasma. But protocol takes care of it, which means all hormonal supplements in a basket. So now we are stuck only with neurosuppressors. And thing is that we are living in hectic society and we have bad experiences, and then again we are running on the wrong fuel. So we are all slightly bipolar. When we eat, we feel great and we want to hug everybody. But when we don't eat for a certain time and we have to work to do, and now somebody is trying to ask you something and you are between sleeping and being nervous because you have to do something and your brain has no energy and you snap. Okay, so we are all living slightly bipolar. Some of us more or less. If you are glucoholic, you are bipolar. So you change the diet, bingo, medication goes. But unfortunately, some of these medication, like Xanax, okay, Prozac, they are very strong suppressor, neurosuppressors. They basically calm you down. How they calm you down? They drug you. So take a puff of marijuana. You have much better success with this, less damage to your body. But that is not the answer as well, because you really want to heal. You don't want to have these problems. But if you are in a process of healing and now you are stuck because all these neurosuppressors, they are addictive because they put you to sleep, they put you in melancholy. Your brain loves it. There is no pressure. This is why people get addicted to them. Well, we have to work against this addiction. But you cannot work against the addiction if you don't repair the system and prepare the body to deal with it. This is why the Self-Healers Protocol is there, because it exactly leads you to how to do this, how to feed yourself, how to hydrate. So you bring a stable environment in your body. So the only drugs that we have to be a little bit more careful with and go about them slightly differently are the neurosuppressors. Everything else in a basket. You don't need them. Blood thinners, if you had surgery done and now it's a problem because that damages until that heals, 2 weeks. 2 weeks. And then no more. This goes even if you had stents put in your body. Tried it. I had clients with it. Don't need them. The longer you stay on them, the longer you are poisoning yourself. So now how do we deal with these neurosuppressors? Because when you start getting sober again and you have a bad memories, especially, or you are living in a hectic environment, you start reacting to it. Well, in most cases, no additional help was needed. Basically, we started from the very beginning. When you start on protocol, first week, you don't touch them. Second week, you cut them in half. Third week, you cut that half in half, and then you're done. But there are some situations, especially in older people, where there is a lot of emotional baggage. And this all starts bubbling up. When you start clearing things, you are clearing everything, not chemical poisons only, also emotional. So you may not be able to sleep. Things come in your head, you start fighting them. Well, if that happens, and if it is something more than one can bear, then there is CBD oil that can be used, but again, it will interfere with cellular hydration. So what I'm always recommending is help of a shaman who connects with you and help you deal with the stuff. It becomes easier. You still become aware of it, but you are not fighting it. It just becomes bearable. There is a solution to everything. If you really want to heal, well, it's always your decision. Unfortunately, many people do not believe in any of this, what I'm talking about, or don't want to do the walk. They much rather take pill and continue with their life as usual. Unfortunately, there is no healing, and it does not matter how much you pay for that drug, because drugs do not heal. Drugs do not increase your lifespan. Drugs do not benefit you in any other way than short-term excitement or suppression. That's all they do. So, for those of you who think that it's impossible to follow protocol because I need my medication, well, if you are so convinced that you really need that medication, well, you just stick with that medication because nobody can help you. But if you want to heal, then you have to change your frame of mind, because the mind is poisoning you. Because we do not need any medicinal remedies, and we cannot use them for healing purposes. And this even includes the medicinal purges. Yeah, they are a good thing to do when you don't know better. But once when you understand how the body works and what is required, then you don't need to do them anymore. And even those purges, you do them what? 2 days, 3 days, maximum 1 week, and gone, finished. And then your body can recover. So you get quicker offloaded with certain poisons, and then the rest of it, well, you work it on later on. I know that what I'm talking about is different from what you hear from most people around. And the pharmaceutical industry does not really like what I'm saying. But we don't have to worry about this, because pharmaceutical industry has no more part in the society that we are creating, in the world that we are creating. We are not going to be using any chemical remedies. Biochemistry is going to be pastime. It is all about physics. It is all about frequencies, electromagnetism, light, sound. That's the future. So thank you for listening, and just think about what I've said. Medications are not your friend. They are your worst enemy. You are just not aware of it. Thank you. Till next time. Love you all.